main thing I've been struggling with recently has been finding satisfaction in my writing. I keep writing these sections in my book that I just can't seem to be proud of, so I looked into it. I genuinely asked myself, what isn't working for me? And today I hope to share my answer with you. The first thing you should be aware of is that your enjoyment in writing a piece affects your opinion of it. If you despise a piece of your story and you get to writing it, you're not going to have a good time. The reason this happens is pretty subjective for each person. For me, I've struggled with mundane and ordinary scenes. Sometimes their impact on the plot is minimal, and so as a writer, I end up zoning out or hitting writer's block. If you find yourself not enjoying a segment in your story, there are a few strategies you can use to change this. Number 1, change the voice you're writing with. Variation is everything. Think about the approach you're taking to the scene. Is there a different style that would work better here? 2, ask yourself, do you actually like the story? If you plot your story beforehand like I do, is there a story beat that you think falls flat? Does the whole story fall flat? Do the character motivations make sense and seem interesting? And finally, ask yourself, is there a part of the writing process that you enjoy? For so many writers, dialogue is their favorite part to write. For me, I managed to further enjoy writing by putting more effort into adjectives. It's a personal preference, so do some writing and see what you really enjoy the most. And this ties nicely into my next point, which is that your perceived experience of past writing affects your current opinion. For numerous reasons, I love writing the first chapter in my stories. However, this also means that when I compare the current chapter of my writing to my first, I think that I've had a drop off in quality, but that isn't what's happening. Instead, I'm comparing the experience of writing the first chapter to the experience of writing the current one. If you want to fix the self-perceived quality of your writing, an outside opinion is the best solution. You can also use the tips from my previous point to help improve your experience as you write. If you can manage to enjoy the experience, you won't have to deal with an opinion weighted against yourself, which in the long run is crucial to your success. My next point is pretty similar, because if it wasn't clear already, you're competing against yourself at every turn. When a human pursues an art, there's a lot of criticality towards oneself. A stranger might not recognize each flaw in your art, but because of your familiarity with it, you probably will. Not to say everyone is self-loathing, but it's often the truth in writing. In this case, use the motivation of an outside opinion as fuel. Take every positive opinion and hold it close. I don't think I would have kept writing my current story if I didn't have the opinions of my peers. I was pretty close to giving up on the idea because I just didn't have faith in my ability to carry it out. So it's really important to share your work with others, because it's the only way you can understand your writing from another point of view. However, sometimes outside opinions aren't always positive. For example, I had someone say I used the word towering too much, which is a pretty small criticism, but I still took note of it. Listen to what people say, and look at it from their lens so you can visualize the issues in your work. If someone tells you that your story isn't all that original or intriguing, don't lock yourself away forever. Take that opinion to heart. Sometimes your reader isn't a person who's well versed in writing. Don't ignore their opinions because they couldn't pinpoint exactly what they didn't like. Ask them follow-up questions and gather an idea of what in your story made them feel that way. And if your reader is someone biased, like a parent or a spouse, that's important to keep in mind. If you have any friends, they're the best option for an immediate opinion. Just remember that people are more likely to review your work if you keep the excerpts you give them short. So that's all I have for today. This was pretty educational for me. I discovered a lot about my writing during the creation of this script, and I had a good time too. I'd like to thank you for watching. If you found any of this helpful, you can support me by liking the video. If you want more content like this, you can subscribe and turn on notifications for further uploads. I have a list of topics I would like to cover, so your support would be great motivation. Alright, I'll see you next time.